Hey, welcome to this special episode of Awkwardly Awesome Podcast. I- I'm your host, Jason Freeman, and today you've got me, and I'll be talking about the challenge of doing our imperfect best. And and I've been working with the ideas of imperfect best since I was talking to a group of people in 2017, and the idea that I should talk about the power of doing our imperfect best came up, and initially I thought I liked the sound of the words. I liked that they were a contradiction, and I thought they described my life well up to that point. But let me tell you, the more I get into this concept of doing my imperfect best, and the more I try to apply it to my life on a daily basis, the more profound it seems, and the more I realize that I have to learn about it. So, and I want to take the time to present it well to you and explain it well. And if at any point you're like, huh, what's Jason talking about? Please ask questions, because this is a concept worth getting. If you're watching a replay and have questions, find a way to message me. And then also during this talk, if you have comments, just want to say hi, please do that. First of all, doing our imperfect best. I mean, it has a simple definition. I define that as thinking, envisioning of the and having a vision of the best we want for our lives, and the best we want to contribute to all the lives and the world around us, and then taking action, going for that vision, whether it's small steps or sometimes medium steps, or sometimes large steps, finding the courage to go for that vision, for that goal. And then when we make mistakes, or other people don't act in the manner we expect or want, or unexpected circumstances come up, instead of using those to go, see, I knew this wouldn't work, we take a breath, we realize our frustration, and we remember our goal, our vision, and learn from what didn't go right, and then take the next step. And this all sounds simple to say, and it is simple and pretty fast to say, even out of my mouth, but to apply it sometimes is challenging, and to try and apply it on a daily basis is really challenging. Brave Frederick. That was awkwardly awesome, like my book back there. He Tim, so good to see you. Thanks for saying hi and being on. You are amazing. Oh, add to Sage. So doing my imperfect best has allowed me to truly step more and more into a life that I love, and and sometimes I still make mistakes, and sometimes I get get so into a joke that I don't remember the correct way. Like Tim says to say his last name, and I'm so into saying your last name wrong. I don't actually know how it's really said. I'm so into saying so in or so on or so in or so in that I don't actually know how to say your last name for real. Um, Now, is it within my capacity to learn how to say your last name? For sure, but I've made it a joke so long that I haven't. So Tim and I have come become great friends, and we we support each other, and and we make each other laugh and sometimes we share sarcasm. Because and it's because I've chosen to step into my imperfect best, and stepping into my imperfect best is the only reason I've written a book. I've been able to write a book, do a TEDx talk, or do this podcast. L- left to left to my own devices are a better way of saying that is my default way of being in life is being a perfectionist. So sometimes I will try something, will realize I can't be perfect at it, and go, nope, not going to happen, not going to even try. Other times I ping pong the other way. Have you ever done that where you're like I can't get the thing perfect, so who cares? I might as well make it imperfect. Like for example, oops. For example, one of the steps in doing an imperfect best is to notice. To notice when we're dem- demanding perfection of ourselves, and also I would say to notice when we're frustrated about not being too perf- when we're frustrated about not being able to do it as perfectly as we want. So we settle for doing it imperfectly. And, and nope. And this even can't, and I was dealing with this even before I came on the show. Like I have a big I have a bunch of PowerPoint slides I want to show today, and I got all ready to be set up. Got all ready to set this podcast up, and then I downloaded my PowerPoint, and I realized it was way too big, and so I knew what I needed to do: break it up into a bunch of smaller files and download those. But that was frustrating to me, and I didn't want to take the time, so I thought of just doing another Facebook Live without a PowerPoint. After all, I've done this so many times before. That what would one more time? What difference would that make? You know? Do you ping pong in life is so fun? It is the ping pong of life is so fun. Yeah, you're right, Tim. But sometimes I take it so seriously too. You know what I mean? And And so luckily I had the self-awareness that, hey, my intention was to do the PowerPoint. I have the skills to do it. It will just take more time to upload it, to break it into files and upload it. So with the self-awareness, I I I got the PowerPoint live, and so now we have a PowerPoint. Yes, shout out to PowerPoint, and shout out to Spam, and shout out to Shaman. And Tim, this is such you're making such an excellent point here, because talking about perfection and doing an imperfect best can get so serious so fast, and the concept of imperfect best can become like just another thing to to tell ourselves that we're not doing right. Heck, I can't be a good perfectionist, and I can't even do my imperfect best. Oh my god, you know. But this is all this is all stuff we can this is all stuff we can notice. And that's a huge part of doing an imperfect best. Like notice, like you can notice when I'm hiding behind the when I'm trying to hide in the slide. Oh my gosh, that's cool. I can literally hide behind my PowerPoint slides. That's so awesome. And so we can notice when we're demanding perfection of ourselves. We can notice when we'll not this is hard to get used to. We can notice when we're not doing a imperfect best because if we feel it will take too long. We can notice when we're hiding out. And it sounds simple to notice things. I mean, we notice things all the time, but oh my gosh, do we as humans also have a great capacity for denying things and not seeing what's right in front of us. I say this because for years I tried to deny I had a speech impediment. And you might be like, Jason, how, wow, how could you do this? Every time you spoke, your speech impediment was right in front of you. Every time you spoke, you could hear it, but if we want to deny something, we can do it. So imperfect best is doing imperfect best is very challenging because for one, noticing is very challenging. Okay, next slide. You've seen that word enough. So what was the next step? To be kind to the perfectionistic voice. To be kind to that voice that says don't do that thing you want to do because you won't be good enough at it and you might make mistakes. To be kind to that voice that says you won't do it perfectly, so why do it at all? To be kind to the voice that says it will take too long, so let's just do it imperfectly. What be kind to this voice? This voice is limiting us. I mean, from small things like adding a PowerPoint to a StreamYard to a podcast to huge things like going for the promotion we want or asking the person we dearly love to be a significant other and go through life with us. To maybe we want to travel to India, but the perfectionistic voice is saying that's crazy. You don't know India. You've never been there. You'll go there you'll make mistakes, people will act in unpredictable ways, and things may happen which are scary. So even though we want to go to India, either literally or metaphorically, we might stay sitting on a couch, having a talk with the perfectionistic voice instead of doing what we want to do. Have you ever been there? Have you listened to your perfectionistic voice and talked yourself out of doing what you want to do? I think we all have and if you're anything like me, we've done this on many occasions. So being kind to this voice that that can nag us, that can scare us, that can frustrate us, that can make us angry, and that can, if we listen to it for days on end, severely limit what we do in our life. Why in the world will we be kind to it? Why in the world will we be kind to a part of ourselves that can drive us crazy, that that can limit what we do, that can stress us the heck out? Why will we be kind to that? Why? My use of these slides is definitely not perfect. Okay, now I'm in the right place. The gosh, nope. The power of being kind to this voice. Nope. And the reason for doing it is because if we aren't kind to it, we often go to war with it, and going to war, even if it's inside ourselves, and there's no news coverage on it. Okay, I'm taking it off for now. And there's no news coverage on it, and no one else sees it. Still, we feel that war, and that war affects our thoughts, our actions, our general satisfaction with life. And we can really, if we don't do our imperfect best to be kind to the perfectionistic voice, we can go down a path of beating ourselves up and playing small in life. Nope, I want this one. No, I don't want that one. Nope, I don't want that one. Nope. Uh, and yeah, I want that one. Yay! Sometimes imperfect best is simply about trying and realizing a mistake and trying again and realizing a mistake and trying until we get it. Another reason to be kind to the to the perfectionistic voice and everything it's saying to us is because it's imperfect like everything else. It's imperfect like a baby. Like a baby isn't imperfect. Think about a baby. Is a baby like a perfect human that who can do everything on his or her own? Who knows how to achieve what they want in the world? Who takes care of their own needs? No, a baby is the exact opposite of that. Yes, the baby might know what basic needs it wants, when it wants to be fed, when it wants to sleep, when it wants to be changed. But a baby can take care of like a 1 month old or a 2 month old can take care of none of its own needs. And yet, how are we with babies? We are kind to babies. We think babies are cute. We think babies are, and even though babies can't do much of anything compared to an adult, we will drive for hours to see them, to celebrate them, to honor them. Our perfectionistic voices. I mention this because our perfectionistic voice is kind of like a baby, and that is not absolutely perfect. Yes, it pretends like it's perfect and knows all the answers and says, and it says, oh my gosh, it says you should do this, you shouldn't do that. If you do that other thing, you'll make an absolute fool of yourself. It says that all with so much authority, but really, like anything else in life, including babies, it's imperfect. It's imperfect, so we don't have to honor it as being something that we have to, that always tells us the exact truth and has the exact way voice, or has the exact right advice. We can honor it as something that's imperfectly like the rest of life, that's imperfectly like babies, that's imperfect, yet worthy of kindness and worthy of respect. And in a quick story on the slide, my brilliant business partner and I, Chris Taylor, were preparing the slide deck and transferring it between computers, and the slides were off kilter, and I loved that the slide was off kilter, and I said, Chris, do not get rid of it because it's so good, and it makes the point I want to make right here, and if life had been perfect and the files had transferred perfectly, this would have never happened. mistakes sometimes, if we pay attention and honor them, they sometimes, of course, we can always learn from them and do better next time. But sometimes they also lead us towards creative breakthroughs that that we just wouldn't have thought of if the mistake hadn't been made. Like penicillin, I think was created on the basis of a mistake. So far, I would never champion saying, "Okay, I'll just go there and make a mistake." I'll just go there and make a mistake for the sake of making mistakes. No, I make enough mistakes in life without intentionally making mistakes. Making mistakes uses energy and can take time. So my advice, my idea would be not to intentionally try to make mistakes, but when mistakes happen, be kind to the perfectionistic voice that's yelling at you about making the mistake, but also be kind and curious about the mistake itself. Hey, what can learn from this mistake now that it happened? Because we can't go back in time and not make our mistakes. I mean, she had talked, saying about if I could turn back time, I would find a way. Oh, and sorry, that was a really bad rendition of that song. And that's my perfectionistic voice jumping in and assuming that was a bad few words of that song. Maybe you're listening to me sing those few words and go, wow, that's different, but I really enjoy that. For whatever reason, I enjoy that. Sometimes we do something and assume it's a mistake or assume it's wrong just out of reflex, not out of actually appreciating it for what it may be. And back to my main point. In this section, Shaz saying about turning back time, but we can't do it. We can't make mistakes we've already made. So since we can't make them, we might as well, since they're here, we might as well be curious about them. We might as well learn all we can from them. We might as well think about, hey, is there anything positive I I can do it with this mistake? That creates something new that's exciting that wasn't that wouldn't have been that if a mistake was made. And of course we can use our mistakes as stories, as humorous and cautionary tales to those around us, so that they don't make the same mistake. Oh my gosh, like for example, oh my gosh, I was so distracted that I almost went through that stop sign on Minnesota Avenue, but at the last minute, I luckily I saw the stop sign and slammed on the brakes and I jerked forward, but I stopped and what does the person listening take from that story? Hopefully to watch for stop signs and to be more aware when driving. So, so, so our mistakes, if we share them with people as tales, could literally save someone's life. Um, oops. There's sometimes even when we do our best to be kind to the perfectionistic voice, it still just stresses and keeps stressing us out and so finding finding your way that works for you to to feel more relaxed and less stress it is just extremely important. I say more relaxed and less stressed because because in my experience we are never going to live completely stress-free lives. I used to think that one day I would employ st- stress reduction and relaxation techniques well enough that I would be completely that I would learn to be completely relaxed 24/7. And and has that happened? No, definitely definitely absolutely not. I still get stressed. Sorry. I still get stressed. I got stressed for this presentation. I'm experiencing some stress now that I think about that as I do it and think in the back of my mind, am I doing this right? Am I doing this in the best way possible? Yes, my perfectionistic voice still talks to me and I'll experience maybe some stress after this presentation about did asking myself a question, did I do a good enough job? What could I have done better? And the perfectionistic voice might start talking to me. So anyway, my point is I still experience stress, but the difference between how I how I was for most of my life is and not and how I am now is that now I know to how to how to d- like right now I do a deep breathing technique which relax relaxes me to the point that I can deal well and perform well with most of the stresses of daily living versus in the past I would get so stressed out that I would get to the point that that mm, my daily performance will start to suffer and diminish more. So anyway, what I want you to consider, if you already have a way of that helps you relax to a point where you can perform well in daily life, and you love it, just keep doing that. But if you haven't found anything that helps you relax to the to to a point you feel good about, look for your thing. And I in these pictures I here, not because I recommend any one of these things, but to remind you and remind me to find the things in life that you enjoy, that help you relax, and that you're willing to do consistently. For example, if someone had told me, Jason, the only way you can feel more relaxed in life is to weight lift, I still would be miserably stressed out because I don't like weightlifting. And yes, my body does show the fact that I don't like weightlifting, but that's beside the point here. But just keep going and trying new things that you think might help you relax and that are appealing to you. And if one thing doesn't work, try the next and the next. And if you are having a hard time thinking of things that might help you relax, hard time solving this riddle, look on the web, read books, ask friends. There's information all around us. We just, if we want to, we just need to need to access it, to go over it, to go seek it out. I mean, yeah, Callis, thanks for the comment. Alex says the perfectionistic voice is being showcased today. Why would it disappoint you when given this imperfect time to shine? Great question, Alec. I talk about the perfectionistic voice, and if I talk about it, I better also be modeling my imperfect best and shining in my imperfect best. That's a great point, but I guess my response to that is our perfectionistic voice is very persistent, and 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 even it's like stress. Even though we learn hopefully over time to manage it better and relax more, and hopefully over time we learn to do it imperfect, to be focused on doing our imperfect best more and not so worried about being a perfectionistic more. That doesn't mean that either stress or the perfectionistic voice go away. They're still part of us, but they are part of us that as we go down the imperfect best path, we learn to manage better. My speech impediment's a good example here. it's still part of me when I was in junior high and high school, and so miserable about my speech impediment and my disability. You may see the smile in the left hand picture, but that I'm telling you, that's a very forced smile. And so I right now, as I talk to you, I have the exact same speech impediment I had at that time. But whereas at that time, my speech, my lack of coordination, my acne, it all overwhelmed me. It made me miserable. Now I use those exact same things, those exact same energies in a whole different way, and I live a whole different life because of it. Does that make sense, Ak? It's a great question. Thank you. So let's. I want I've been talking a lot about imperfect best, and as you're thinking about this, all I want to ground us with a concrete definition. Even when we try our best, mistakes and imperfections will happen. When we do our imperfect best, we accept these mistakes as part of the process, learning from them and leveraging them where possible. I offer you that definition not because it's the only definition or even the best one. My for example, my definition of doing my imperfect best keeps expanding, and I've interviewed maybe about 150 podcast guests now, 140, 150, and I ask after I tell them my definition of doing my imperfect best, I ask for theirs. And you know what? Everyone has a different definition. So 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 definitely take the ideas that you can from 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 fr- from 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 the conversation we are having now, but also it's just a trailhead. It's just a starting point, a continuation of your journey if you're already on the imperfect best path. Learn every day as you go down the path. Learn from others, learn from your mistakes, learn from your successes. Eric has another idea. The imperfection that we avoid the most will often come up bigger than before, and it gives us the opportunity to practice being with it until it feels safe to go away. Yeah. I've experienced that with fear sometimes. Sometimes the fear keeps coming up until I embrace that until I embrace it and the imperfection it creates in my life, and think of what I can do to s- to if anything to solve it, and then give it the freedom to go away. But sometimes I think, like, I know in terms of me wanting to be a speaker, and and for years avoiding doing it fully, that the desire to be a speaker would come up, and the fear of being imperfect at certain aspects of it would come up, and when the fear came up, I would often retreat, and even though I was doing some speaking, I was doing it less than I wanted to and capable of. But then the desire would come up again, and the imperfection would come up again, until I realized that the way to work with the imperfection of avoiding the thing I wanted to do was actually uh, taking small, medium, and large steps to do the thing I wanted to do. Um, Not that one. Moving to a new subject here. Thanks, Hack. Thanks for the comment. So I've been talking about doing a imperfect best on a personal level, but I'll end with this. We either teach each other that the world has to be perfect, and if it's not perfect, we have to suffer in silence about it. Or we teach each other to do an imperfect best. My first teachers about doing my imperfect best, even though I didn't know the term at the time and they didn't know the term either, were my parents. Even though I was born with a disability, my parents at once accepted the things I couldn't do, the things that took me longer to learn, my unique imperfections, and they also challenged me to do my best. Now when we're trying to do the dance between accepting other people's imperfections and challenging them to do their best and go farther, is that always an easy dance? Not at all. And that is not an exact science. I mean, the best we can do is be conscious of it, and make choices in the moment. and ask ourselves the question, what in this moment do I want to accept an imperfection, challenge someone to do their best, or both? And it's oh, this is on this, and it's a challenging dance, right? Because where's the line between accepting imperfections in others and encouraging bad behavior in others? This stuff is challenging. These are questions to think about. These are questions I'm still finding answers to, and will be I plan on seeking answers to these questions my whole life. Answers don't always come as quickly as we like. Patience is a practice. The imperfect best journey is a journey that takes patience, but if my life's any example, it's a journey that takes us farther towards what we want. I'm definitely living much more of the life that I want than I was living 15 years ago, or even 5 years ago, or even 2 years ago. Am I living the totally the life, the perfect life that my perfectionistic self imagined today? No, no, and that would be living in a different world. I'm still doing my imperfect best, but I'm so much farther along. Eric said, thanks for a topic that gives us so much to play and grow with. Oh, that's beautiful. The topic of imperfect best gives us so much to play and grow with. Yes, I'm so glad. I'm elated that you that come through, Eric. This the topic, the challenge of doing an imperfect best is definitely a dance we can play and grow with. It was powerfully uncomfortable to think about and to be with. And sometimes it is powerfully uncomfortable. And with it, I'm inspired to go on with my best, imperfect or not. This talk makes me want to go on to another amazing day of discovering. Oh my gosh. This is an incredibly authentic, inspiring comment. Thanks so much. And it brings up, it's so true. Imperfect best is oftentimes messy. Sometimes it's full of great successes and just feeling great and feeling joyful. And many other times it's messy. But just because our journeys through life get messy doesn't mean that we're not on the right track. It doesn't mean that what we're doing is invaluable. It doesn't mean that we're not going to keep realizing successes as we go. It means we're in an imperfect best life and not a life of perfection. It means we're living in a realistic way. Thanks, Zach. Thanks so much, Jack. That was amazing. I leave you with the slide. It's from San Diego, where Ag and I both used to live. It's looking out towards the end of the Ocean Beach Pier, which is a huge pier. I think it might be the longest on the west coast. Anyway, life is like coming to or looking out toward the end of the pier. We come to the edge of we come to ocean, to the edge of what we know, and what do we do at the edge of what we know? Do we retreat and retreat again and again and live the same old life, the same old familiar patterns, the same thing that worked well, and the same thing that didn't work well, or do we learn from everything? Do do we do we try and take new actions based on our learnings? Do we experiment? Do we go into an unknown future with as much confidence as we can muster? These are challenging questions. I choose to do my best to do my imperfect best. And I hope you will at least consider that role for yourself. Um, I say all of this partly because you have an incredible one of a kind best within you. You have an unique best to create in the world. How do I know this? I know this because no one else in the world is exactly like you. Therefore, no one else can think the exact thoughts you can think. No one else can take the exact actions you can take. No one else can befriend and love the world in exactly the way you can befriend and love it. So I gladly present this concept to you, not because it's easy, but it is immensely challenging. But I think it's a challenge worthy of embarking on. If you have any, no, I'll make them bigger. Nope. If you have any questions, comments for me, including ideas on how I can improve this presentation and let more of my best shine through in it, please please find me. If you go to the website, you can email me. You obviously, and you can message me on probably on some of the social media you may be watching this on. We are all in this together, my friends. I'm striving each day to do my imperfect best along with you. My vision is to share this information with not only my vision, but I have and continue to share this information with junior high school, and college students, with churches in a way that brings adults and youth into the same room, and gets them talking about how we're all more like than different, and invites a conversation about commonality and a celebration of differences instead of just avoiding each other. I talk like I did last week twice to people who work with people who experience disabilities, and to also to self-advocacy groups, and I talk to businesses and business conferences, because this is a universal concept. No matter if we're down on our luck, or on have mountaintop success, we can still do our imperfect best. There's still a next step, a next step, and a next micro step, and next bigger steps to do. We are all in this together, my friends. Thanks so much for tuning in, and considering these ideas. Have a great day, and remember, you are the best you in the world. Celebrate you and smile.